Hi, welcome to Fox Valley in Focus. I'm your host, Barb Nadeau, and today our show is focused on family and entertainment and great learning opportunities for kids. Our guests today include Mike Niederman. He is a district executive with Three Fires Council, BSA, and Mike Drendel, president of the Kendall County Fair. We'll get started right after this.
Bye, Janet. It's nice seeing you again. You look good, girl. Just let me know what I can do to help.
Well, to help me, she'd have to help every day. Every hour, every ouch, every time my wife calls for help. I mean, maybe she could help me make her lunch. But the crust, all the crust has to be cut off the corners. She could help me run to the doctor for the 5th time this week. Help me with the specialist and the second opinions and the painful paperwork about paperwork. Help me deal with how hard it is seeing my wife's name on so much paperwork. But this is on me. I'm the only one who can do this, like this, for her. Besides,
Take care.
we will. Janet doesn't like her cooking anyway.
Find support for your strength. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community.
Mike Niederman is our first guest. He is a district executive with Three Fires Council, BSA, Boy Scouts of America. Thanks for being here, Mike.
Thanks for having me.
Now, Boy Scouts of America have been in the news a lot the last few weeks because they've done a name change. It's quite confusing. Did they change their name or not?
The national organization itself is going to remain the same. So, anybody who's familiar with Boy Scouts of America, that's going to remain the same. The only thing that we've changed gears in terms of focus is the actual Boy Scout program, and that would be a program that serves kids that are 11 years old to 18.
Oh, this is interesting because many people just think of Boy Scouts as one program, but in fact, Boy Scouts of America has several programs.
We do. Boy Scouts of America is just really the umbrella organization. Inside that, are Cub Scouts. Boy Scouts is just another portion of that. We have venturing programs as well, which are for kids that are a little bit older. That's geared towards high adventure activities and outdoor programs and things like that. And we also sponsor Explorer programs as well through local police departments, fire departments, health organizations, and things like that.
So you have a program for every age and every interest.
We do.
So the new name is going to be Scouts BSA, and that is just for that one program.
That's just for that one program, and that really is in preparation for our overall change, and that's incorporating the full family in scouting. We've received a lot of feedback from families in our area and from national that families want to have more activities to spend with each other. We tend to get overburdened with activities, and we don't get to see our kids very much. And being able to provide them with some type of organization or activity that they can do together is really the focus of where we're going. So with that, we are going to be incorporating girls into Cub Scouts this fall officially. And with that comes a lot of different changes, but the focus really is not just about bringing girls in, but the whole family.
So let's talk about Cub Scouts for a moment. How old do you have to be a Cub Scout?
We actually start taking kids in as kindergartners, and that goes through 5th grade.
And that kindergarten level is the new Lion level?
Correct.
Okay, and then that goes through 5th. And so you said coming up in the fall, girls can be part of the Cub Scout program.
They can.
Is that every level?
Every level. They are full participation. And the thing about that is, if you were to go to any Cub Scout activity, like a summer day camp and things like that, you're going to see a lot of girls there already, and they've been there for years. A lot of them are siblings to the Cub Scouts that are registered in the program already, and they're participating. What this is going to allow them to do is be officially part of the program and earn advancement and earn the same type of rank advancement that their brothers have been earning for all these years.
That's a big part of the Cub Scout program, is acknowledging achievements. As the kids grow, as they learn about electricity, or they learn about rockets, or they learn about carving with a little penknife, or whatever they learn how to do, it's the achievement and the recognition of that. And so the siblings have kind of missed out on that opportunity.
They have, and I think at the end of the day, we really believe that we have a great program, not in terms of just getting kids active, but character development, preparing them to be adults in our society. And why not include the girls in that conversation? And if that will allow some families that in the past maybe were hesitant of joining Boy Scouts because they didn't think they could give the time commitment to one child and not the other, this is going to give them the opportunity to incorporate the whole family.
I think it's awesome that kids get to learn to be reliant, self-reliant. They learn to cook. They learn to work with tools that are in their kitchen or in their workshop. They learn gardening. They learn about the outdoor environment, and so they're actually becoming capable individuals through the scouting program, which I think is one of the best things about those achievements.
Of course, my time as a scout, my troop made a big deal out of the fact that we were boy run. We had adult leaders that kind of guided us through every step, but when it came to planning campouts, planning community events, following through with them, making assignments, making sure everybody is on point, that was all done at the patrol level. So it was all about the boys guiding the boys, and then the leaders were there to back us up.
Okay, so now you have jumped to Boy Scouting. So I would have to ask you,
Okay.
When do girls get to become part of the Scout program, not the Cub Scout program, but the Scout program, and that's the new program that's going to be Scouts BSA.
Correct.
But when does that change occur?
We are going to slowly start rolling that out next spring. Very similar to what we did with the Cub Scout program is we're going to offer units, which we call troops. We're going to offer them the opportunity to be what we call an early adopter unit. So if they want to begin that process of bringing Boy Scout or older Scout age eligible girls into the program, they'll have the opportunity to start in the spring. And then officially across the entire organization, they'll be able to start registering fall of 2019. Now, to kind of clarify that point, each charter organization that sponsors a troop, they will have the opportunity to decide if they want to support girls in their unit. So although we're making the change across the board to bring girls into the fold, individual troops can still make that determination if they're going to sponsor girls. And if they're not, then we're certainly going to find a place close to them. Where
Well, that's interesting because you collaborate with churches, nonprofit groups that want to be the sponsor of a troop, and so they know what they have as far as facility space, bathroom space, accommodations, and
Correct.
whether or not they have room.
Yeah.
So you're giving them some ability to.
We're
make
giving
that
them
decision.
that ability to kind of control their situation, and it's not just facility space, but do they have the interest? Are there enough girls there that want to be a part of it? And if there is, and that particular charter organization has decided not to go that route, then we're certainly going to find girls a spot to go.
Okay, Mike, you are the district executive for this basic geographic area of our region, our council region. What are you seeing? Are you hearing response back? Are you seeing an interest? And what are we seeing locally? And then maybe what are we looking at a larger scale?
Locally, I'm seeing a pretty good response. We actually have 2 early adopter Cub Scout packs in our district. Details of which I don't know how successful they've been to this point, but the feedback I'm getting from the rest of the packs leading into this coming fall, we're getting a lot of positive feedback. A lot of people are interested in it, and they acknowledge the same thing that we're seeing as an organization that families want to be a part of this as a whole, and to be able to give them, family camp out activities where the whole family can go camping together. That was something that you couldn't even imagine a couple of years ago. So being able to incorporate that is going to be really important.
It's a great concept because it's really got the potential to make a huge difference in how many families want to participate in the
Yep.
program.
Yeah, and this is not geared towards taking away from one organization or another. And there's other great organizations out there that girls have been a part of. This is just simply offering another service and being able to give girls the opportunity to be a part of our program, earn advancement, and the thought of a girl someday earning the rank of Eagle is a big deal.
I guess I would agree. As a parent and a community member, I've seen so many different organizations in the past, whether it's church-run ministries or YMCA or YWCA, in the different communities I've lived with, 4-H, FFA, Scouting, Girl Scouting. I mean, I was involved in many of these organizations myself, and it comes down to finding the program and the leadership opportunities that you want your child to have.
Absolutely.
Parents are making that decision, whether it's sports or honor societies or whatever. There's so many different choices. So
And that's really the key is, we only have so many hours of the day to dedicate to activities outside of, our own obligations, whether it's work or school, sports. So if we can simplify some of those options and offer a great program to the whole family, why not take advantage of it?
where can they learn more about?
They can go to our council website,
Okay.
which is threefirescouncil.org, and they'll find a great amount of information there from the changes that are happening with the organization, as well as being able to see our entire council calendar of events throughout the year.
So I want to ask you about some of the opportunities that are available this summer coming up. You've got some great programs, especially at the Cub Scout level. You've got a Cub Scout Day Camp coming up in July.
We do. There's actually a number of Cub Scout Day Camp locations that'll be taking place in July. And again, you can visit the website and it'll give you the calendar of locations throughout the 10 different districts that we have in our council.
Is that open to boys and girls, siblings invited, and how does that work?
Yeah, it is open to not only just girls, but also non-scouters as well. So if we have Cub Scouts that want to bring their friends, it's certainly a great opportunity just to get out and be active and enjoy the day. And there's a lot of great activities that are going to be going on. We kind of have a CSI theme this year, so kids will be trying to solve puzzles and different mysteries throughout the week, and have the same opportunities as years in the past, shooting BB guns and things like that. So
Now, as far as camp opportunities for older kids, you have camp facilities here in our area, and also quite a ways away in Wisconsin.
we do. We have a more local camp, which is Camp Big Timber, which is in Elgin. We actually have our district doing their camporee this weekend, so we have over 100 scouts right now enjoying the beautiful weekend and doing pioneering activities and wilderness survival activities throughout the weekend. And then we have our main summer camp, which is Camp Freeland Leslie, and that's up in Wisconsin.
Now, again, where can we get more information about opportunities, about materials, supplies, etc.?
Well, again, you can visit the website, which is threefirescouncil.org. Otherwise, we have two really great scout shops within our council. One is at our main council office in St. Charles, and the other is in Naperville, right off Route 59. And there you can gear up with all the supplies you need: books, patches, shirts, camping gear, everything from tents to ponchos to sleeping bags, everything you would need.
Anything a parent, a family would need, even if they weren't involved in scouting. A great
Absolutely,
opportunity.
absolutely.
And a chance to get their questions answered one-on-one. They'd be able to talk to somebody instead of
course.
just searching the web.
Of course, a lot of great resources there.
Well, Mike, it's been really nice having you on our show and having a chance to talk one-on-one with you about the scouting organization.
Well, I appreciate having me. Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have Mike Drendel. He's Kendall County Fair President. He wants to talk about great opportunities for youth and entertainment for the family this summer in the area of Yorkville, Illinois at the Kendall County Fairgrounds. We'll be right back right after this.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Mike Drendel joins us now. Mike is the president of the Kendall County Fair, and thank you for being here with our show.
Happy to do it.
Kids and families and fun. That's what it's all about today. And I know that you have been involved for many years with so many youth and also with youth from BSA as well as FFA and 4-H.
Yeah, that's very true. The Fair Association has just kind of grabbed everybody in as part of our family, if you will. And it's worked out well. It really has.
You know, before the show, I was thinking a little bit about the history of agricultural fairs and how it was all about what you could grow, what you could build, what you could create, whether that's jams or jellies or whatever it is, clothes, whatever, wood crafts, leather crafts, and then the showing off of it. You know, I mean, that's how it all started, and building better products, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, it definitely was. And we tried to show these projects as the kids developed over the years, and it wasn't just kids; it was adults and farms and what have you to show off what they really had produced and give exposure to their product to the communities.
What kind of response do you see from the community? Do you have people from all different parts of the community coming to participate in your fair?
Oh yeah, that's expanded so much over the years. 4-H programs have changed greatly to rocketry and gone into robots. Robots are a big deal right now, and it's not just raising a pig or growing a corn crop or baking a cake. It's every facet of life is involved in learning, and there's a project that took place here just, I think it was in March, where they were kids were making bridges, and they were developing strength and teaching the kids construction and that type of thing, and that was an interesting deal for youth to get involved in.
So they were learning engineering as well.
Engineering, yeah.
So all of the learning that goes on in these programs, 4-H is a big one. At the end of the year, it culminates with the fair and that fair book and whether or not they can bring their project in and show it off.
Yeah, and they do, because there's schools that are involved with a club. You know, they in their classroom, and they can participate as well. Bring their things that they've learned in that classroom to the fair. So yeah.
The fair is a lot more than a carnival and
oh yeah,
and ice
that's
cream.
Just the carnival is just such a, you know, it's a big deal, but it's just such a small part of it.
You're hoping that brings people in to see all the things that people are doing.
You know, when we had the fair, when I first started here in Kendall County, we had it down in Morris, and it was over at Sandwich Fairgrounds for a while previous to that, and all it came to see the fair was and see what the production of these children and adults years worth of work was Grandma and Grandpa, Mom and Dad. And when we came back to Kendall County, we wanted to expand that so that they would get recognized by their classmates, and it would expose the program to other children that might want to learn or might want to participate in leadership skills or building a bridge. You know, it's really important.
So you have a beautiful piece of property
Yeah.
on Route 71 and High Point Road, and that is a great showplace. It is on the highest point in the county, so if anybody wants to see it, it's there on a hill, right?
We can see for miles up there, and it's beautiful. We're very proud of that piece of property, the trees, and we replace trees all the time, and we have a forest in the back, if you will, and we're clearing that so we have more room to participate. I've been talking to Boy Scouts about a project back in there that someday an envision in my mind is we've got water that runs through there, and I would love nothing better than to build a small pond back in there and do like the state fair does, where kids could actually come to the fair and fish in the pond, if you will, in the back, or learn about forestry or that type of thing, where the Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts could participate and teach other kids within the 4-H program or within the community. It's just a dream I have, but we got to clear the property in order for that type of thing to happen.
Well, it's really wonderful that the Kendall County Fairgrounds is there. It's a beautiful piece of property, and we need to learn more. If we want to find out more about the property itself and opportunities there, that's on a website that you told me is under construction.
Yeah, it is under construction right now. We have changed who we're working with on the website, but it's going to come up real soon.
Okay.
It's kendallcountyfair.org. It's a good website, and it does talk about the fairgrounds and the property. There's 35 acres out there, and Barb, you and I have talked many times about it being the best kept secret in town.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And it is the best kept secret. We have weddings out there. We have quinceaneras. We have just lots of activities that go on out there.
We can't run out of time before we talk about opportunities to be out on that fairground, and you have two big opportunities coming up. You've got the fair, of course, which we're talking about, the culmination of a year's worth of work. Now that's going to be the first weekend in August. But before that, you've got the rodeo.
Yeah, we do the rodeo as a separate entity, as a fundraiser now. It has grown to be a really big activity.
This is a professional rodeo.
Oh, yeah.
This is that old-fashioned and full rodeo.
Oh, yeah. They have, the bucking broncs are there, the clowns are there, the Big Hat does a great job with it. These people come in from Texas and Wyoming and what have you to ride these bulls and ride the bucking horses and rope the calves and do all those activities that you see at the old-time fairs, rodeos. And they do it so that they can earn points to go on to their national events.
Oh, so this is going to be a competitive thing.
Yeah, this is a sanctioned rodeo event. It's been going on now for the last 4 years as a separate event from the fair, and like I say, it is sanctioned nationally, and we get the big-time cowboys come in. It's not just the kids that participate. We do have kids that can participate in this and then come on to the fair and
That's a
do
pretty
their
neat
gaming classes.
opportunity.
Oh yeah, it is. And rodeo has become more and more a sport, if you will, within the high schools and kids participating at that level as well. So.
I think it's
an
a great
opportunity.
opportunity to see something unique as far as entertainment goes. And this is an all-day. Is it a weekend?
No, it's a weekend. It's
Okay.
It's on the 6th and 7th of July. We do 2 shows. It's at 7 o'clock in the evening each day. We have food there. We have stuff for people to do before the rodeo. So we open the gate at 4 o'clock, and kids can go to a petting zoo. They can visit with the clowns. They can the riders themselves will show kids how to rope a stationary cow, if you will. It's just a neat opportunity. We have a coloring contest. We've got sponsors involved in that produce bicycles for kids to win. There's 2 age levels, so we're not restricting it to just the little guys or just the big kids that can win a bicycle. So that's nice. And then after the rodeo event itself, then we have a concert each of the 2 nights. This will be the first year that both nights have a concert. 2 different bands come in and play, and people enjoy that, and that way they can stick around longer and be in the atmosphere of the rodeo. And sometimes the cowboys bring their horse out if it isn't too big a crowd or too rowdy a crowd. But we've had as many as 6,000 people come to these rodeos over the last 3-4 years. So we get a good crowd, and sponsorship in the community has been really good, and it's just been a really nice fundraising event, and I,
Makes you happy, doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
And of
It
course,
does, because it helps us go on with our program. It gives us the opportunity to make funds and have the fair. The fair isn't just supported by the gate that comes in. It used to be that we were supported by the state of Illinois and stuff like that funding, and that funding has been cut way back, just like many of the state programs are cut back because there's so many of them. I understand that.
right.
So we have to support ourselves, and rodeo is one of the ways of doing that.
Well, and it's also one more opportunity to be on that beautiful
Yeah.
fairgrounds.
Yeah.
So the rodeo's coming up right after 4th of July that weekend.
Yeah.
We should look for more information about that,
Yeah.
and I certainly don't want to miss it.
Oh.
And then the first weekend in August
Yeah.
is
2, 3, 4, and
traditionally
5.
4 days of the Kendall County Fair.
Yeah, and that starts at 8 o'clock in the morning each of those days. On Sunday we cut it short at 5 o'clock in the evening, but you can be with us all day and see the livestock that these people, these kids produce and raise. You can watch the competitions that go on. When I was in 4-H, that's what I did. I showed pigs, and I enjoyed it. The kids have the opportunity to do that again now. They can show their chickens, they can show their pigs, they can show their clothing projects.
Well, and it's interesting because, a few minutes ago I was talking to you about that fair book, and I held it's full of different ideas, but you've really kept it up to date and seen a lot of changes.
Yeah.
I know that, like you said, in the old days it might be a calf or a pig, and there still are those competitors. But if they have a bunny or another small animal,
and
they can even.
They can even make a logo project right there on the fairgrounds and compete with that project right there. Build their own little truck or what have you right there. And
So you've got something for everyone, something for every age.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once again, the Kendall County Fair is going to be the first weekend in August, but get out there early and support that rodeo. You're going to be really glad you did. That's right after the 4th of July that weekend. And Mike, it's always a joy to talk to you, and we never have enough time to talk.
No.
But that's going to do it for our show today, and we hope you have a wonderful time this summer with all these great learning opportunities. For Fox Valley Television, I'm Barb Nadeau.